Hello, my fellow quarantined people. Pete from Do You Even Blog here. Are you working from home for the first time? Trying to get some work done? There's two kids running around. Working from home often sounds awesome until you actually do it, and then you realize it's actually kind of tough. So I'm a full-time blogger and podcaster and YouTuber. I've been working from home for a long time now. And in this video, I want to show you two things. Number one, I want to give you some great tips to be more productive at home, where you're at right now. And number two, I'm going to walk you through a bunch of these new tools that you keep hearing about. What is Zoom? What is Loom? What is Room? Let's dive into some telecommuting tips. So the first thing I want to do is actually show you how to look good on your freaking webcam. A lot more video conferencing going on. I'll tell you about my tools in a second. The first rule of thumb, nobody likes this. Don't put the windows behind you if you can. Try and make light come at your face and try to get back here dark. I'll say, oh great, Pete, I have a nice little lamp on my desk, which I can do this. So there's my lamp right there. Sitting down at my computer, this is already better because the light, there's some window light like over there on that side. I'm gonna turn this lamp on. Woo. Okay, here's another little tip. If you don't have a lot of makeup on, bounce the light off something. I'm turning the lamp around to actually face the wall so you guys can see that. It's literally just like facing the other direction, hitting the wall, and that light is now bounced back towards me. This is so much better right here. Last tip is to not do this. And nobody wants to see you doing this right here. No. Get some books like this. Get some books and put them underneath your laptop and raise your laptop up just a little bit and get it a little bit farther away from you and not underneath your nose. Trying to get it up 2 or 3 inches, preferably at like eye level, but that might even be a little bit too much. I literally just have like 2 or 3 inches here. I got light bouncing off the wall that's hitting me right here. It's dark behind me. There's no window directly behind me. I got this raised a few inches, and now I can sell you a used car. Actually, while we're on this subject, there is no worse microphone than your laptop's built-in microphone. It's absolutely terrible. If you see this right here, this is I think it was $15 lavalier mic on Amazon, 15 bucks. Even if you don't want to go order that, just use like a headset or some earbuds with a microphone on it. Anything is better than the built-in laptop mic. Closely related are headphones, not necessarily for listening to music, but for drowning out the noise of your kids or your neighbor's dog or whatever it is. Even if you're not used to working with music, put headphones on. It will help you stay a little bit more isolated in your work in a new home environment. The next tip is to get a room, or more specifically, try and set a new work place in your home. It could be your couch, it could be your bedroom, it could be your closet. It doesn't really matter. As long as you set a mental place in your home, this is where work happens. Bonus points if you can make it not where you chill out and watch Netflix with your spouse. That's not where work happens. Go choose a different spot in your house, maybe even a little bit uncomfortable. Like this is not as comfortable as my couch, but this is where work happens. It's a mental switch inside my head. When I sit here, I know it's time to work. Also, bonus points if you can get a door to keep your kids out. This next one might be weird, but it's super important. Learn how to set boundaries for your time. It can be really tough when you're working at home to know 5 p.m. is when I stop working and now I spend time with my family. I suggest setting some sort of alarm, just like a morning alarm on your phone for whatever time you want to stop working every single day, and just force yourself to get in the habit of this is my work time. Now I am done. So I'm about to jump in and show you some amazing tools that are going to help. But before I do, one more quick tip. Know what you should be working on. When you go into a workplace, you might have a boss telling you what to do, you might have coworkers, you might have a work laptop that you literally can't do anything else on except what you should be doing. Hold a meeting with yourself. That's my quick tip. Each night before you go to bed, before you start work in the morning, or each morning right before you sit down to work, hold a weekly team meeting just with yourself to work through, okay, what should I be working on? Even a 5-minute meeting with yourself can go a long way to making you more productive, to getting things done in less amount of time. so then you can go just chill with your family and watch Netflix. Know what you should be working on. By the way, I have a free course on productivity that actually goes into a lot more of these things and more in detail. It's 100% free. I'll post a link in the YouTube comments below. Go check those out. And I will post some other handy links for how to make money via a blog, how to work from home, how I am a full-time podcaster, and a bunch of other useful videos in the description below. Go check them out. So it's time to talk about some handy tools that will help you in your work. For example, what is this tool I'm using to record my entire desktop screen? And what is this little button over here? What are these tools? It's called Loom. You can actually go to loom.com. Loom.com. And you can sign up for free. It is a Chrome extension. It looks like this over here. I can do this drop down. You just click that button. It's going to bring up this little thing. You're going to hit record. You can choose just your webcam, your screen only, or your screen and your webcam. You can also do really cool tools like annotate. Like I'm going to grab this. This might be on the Pro plan only. I'm not sure. But they do have an awesome free plan. I don't really know what you would do with this for the most part, but you could do that. Loom.com. It's fantastic. It is my #1 tool for recording quick videos, sharing your screen. I also used it to share, do my webcam earlier in this video, and it's awesome, and it's free. Did I mention it's free? And it's so awesome? Loom.com. The next tool I want to share with you is one that will help you stay focused. Freedom.to, there are lots of other tools that do this too, is a website blocking app. Except for you control it. So for example, if you're addicted to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or ESPN or whatever, you can set these up in Freedom to block themselves. I'll go over to ESPN.com and it'll just block it. It won't let me look at it. Only for a couple of hours each day. Or if you want to do like an hour of focus time, you go into Freedom, you connect, you select whatever websites you want to block, you hit 1 hour, and then you go. And it blocks distracting websites. Next up is obviously going to be Zoom.us. Zoom is a virtual meeting software. If you're meeting with coworkers, you may already know what Zoom is. If you're teaching a classroom, you can invite all of your students onto a Zoom call. Zoom.us is obviously where you find that. They do have a pretty fantastic free plan, although there are, of course, pro plans updated. Now, they will require you to download an app onto your computer, Zoom, and everybody who watches the Zoom video, every person who participates in the meeting will also need to download the Zoom app. But again, it's totally free. So my Zoom app is open. I can schedule out a new meeting. I could just start one immediately by pressing that button. If I'm looking for one and I've been given a Zoom link by my boss or something, you can click join and enter in the meeting ID or a personal link name. You can also just open those links up in your browser right here. There you go, zoom.us/blah, blah, blah, and it will automatically prompt you to open the meeting. So I just started a new meeting app. This might be really confusing for you to watch. I apologize. This is where you can select the microphones and the speakers. If you have headphones, you need to change that. If you can't, no one can hear you, you might want to check your microphone settings and make sure the right one is selected. You can also just click this button to mute yourself. You can click this button to stop video. You can also select a different webcam if you want. Another thing, which you can't see right now because no one else is on this call, is the ability to view everybody on the call in like a grid layout. It'll be up here in your Zoom meeting. It's like grid layout or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. And you can do that to see everybody who's on the call. Again, there's a chat room. You can press chat to break that out. You can easily share your screen, sort of like I'm doing with Loom right now, but you could do it in the middle of a meeting. And if you're the leader of the meeting, if it's your Zoom account, you can manage participants and different stuff like that. Zoom is amazing. It's free. Zoom.us. Here are two amazing communication tools, which everybody should be using in my opinion. The first one is on my phone. It's called Voxer. Can you guys see that right there? Voxer. It is quite literally a walkie-talkie app. It's a voice messaging app, sort of like you could do through a text, sort of like you could do through Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or something like that. Marco Polo is another one. We use Voxer on my team and a lot of remote teams I've been on that replaces text message and replaces email. It's not quite the commitment of doing a phone call, thankfully. Everybody can send a quick voicemail and you can also type if you want to, but it's just a great way to quickly communicate without having to do phone calls and emails all the time. And again, it's completely free. The next one is Slack. Maybe you have already used Slack If this is your first time, however, it can often be overwhelming. Slack is also like a chat system where work happens. It looks like this. This is the Slack app on my computer. Here are some different teams I'm a part of. And it's basically like a forum and a chat room, and it kind of replaces email. There should be different channels, different quote unquote rooms. You can also send people direct messages, etc., etc. If this is your first time on Slack, the first thing I recommend you do is go set your notification preferences, i.e., oh my gosh, now there are notifications popping up on my phone all the time. Go here in preferences, notifications, and then change this. All new messages, only direct messages, nothing, no notifications, etc., etc. It's gonna like save you so much time and headache. Here's another cool tool alert. If you need to send, oh, look at this guy looking at me. If you need to send really large files, like you're sending a big file folder and you can't just like email it, Gmail's not letting you, WeTransfer.com. It's completely free. You drag and drop your files on here. You can select who to send it to. And I think it's like a 2 gig limit. It's huge files. WeTransfer.com. The next tool I want to tell you about does a lot of things. Airtable. Airtable.com, they have a spectacular free plan. It sort of combines Google Docs, Google Sheets, and project management software all rolled up into one. This is not going to be a full tutorial, but this can be a great way to keep some teams organized. Project management, a to-do list basis, database stuff, spreadsheet stuff. It does pretty much all of that. And if you want to learn more about that, I suggest going to airtable.com and just looking through their support guide. They walk you through step-by-step how to get stuff done in here. 2 more quick tools. Toggle. You can also just Google time tracking software. Toggle's probably one of the biggest. It can be really useful for tracking your time. That sounds a little silly, but tracking your time will give you a more accurate picture of what the heck you are doing with your time. Am I really, how much time am I really spending in my email inbox or on Facebook or whatever? Go to Toggle. You can start for free. It will help you be way more productive. It just will. Track your time. And the last thing, how about a to-do list? Oh, Pete, I already got a to-do list. Well, you know, maybe your to-do list is getting an overhaul now that you're working at home full time. You might need to upgrade. I personally love Todoist. Todoist. It's free. There's a $3 a month plan, which I happen to be on, and it just allows me to manage my entire life. I even have a shopping list with my wife that we share in Todoist. You can share a to-do list and corroborate, collaborate, and all the other operates. All right, I actually forgot some really important productivity tips here. Dress like you're going to work, not like this. You see these socks and my sweatpants and this like raggy Do You Even Blog t-shirt? Don't do that. The only reason I'm doing it, by the way, is because this is what I wear every single day, and I'm super productive in this because this feels like my work attire. If this doesn't feel like your work attire, try dressing up just a tiny bit. Put on jeans instead of sweatpants. Maybe put on a little bit nicer shirt, not like full on tie. That can help you actually trigger your brain into now it is time to do work. 2 more things. As quickly as you can, try and develop a routine for working at home. I'm holding this to signify drinking lots of liquid, namely water or coffee in my case. Try and get into a routine as quickly as possible. Your kids might be at home, it might be crazy. This might be your first time doing your job from a new environment. It might be tough, but try and just formulate really quick morning routines. I will go get a new cup of water at this time after I do this, after I do lunch, after I do this. Like try and formulate these routines. And oh yeah, this is gonna be weird, but if you are quarantined or otherwise kind of alone all day, I'm alone in this room a lot of the day, don't forget to do this. Connect with people. Whether it is FaceTiming your mom or your dad or your cousin or your brother or your sister, or just inviting your spouse into the room once an hour, don't forget to connect with other human beings. FaceTime or anybody in your household, this can make the world of difference to not feeling isolated, not feeling like you are alone and have nobody else to turn to on the entire internet. Well, that's all I got, fellow quarantine people. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I talk about making money over the internet and working from home and blogging and podcasting, all sorts of fun videos, which you can find around here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy productivity. Adios.